Dreams are quite a fascinating phenomenon.
The bridge between sleep and death. They can hold deep, significant meaning, or be completely ridiculous.
They could also be seen as goals, the driving force that pushes us to achieve something meaningful in life. Everyone and everything has a dream. No, you're probably thinking, that's cool and all,
But what does this have to do with the title of the video?
well, I'll get to that.
In a second.
Meet Mineta. He's a student at UA High School studying to become a pro hero. He's 3'6" with a lanky build and has whatever this is supposed to be.
Is one of those characters you either love
Or you hate.
and lots of guys hate him. But why? What could make so many people despise Mineta as much as this guy? To the point where they wish he did
Unsubscribe from life? I mean, look at him. He's just a chill guy.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, right. One small thing. It's kind of a... It's like if a 40-year-old man reincarnated as a kid.
Oh, wait, that did happen. But rather than grow as a character, he instead became a rank 2 finalist in the Goon Olympics. But that can be the sole reason people hate him. I mean, Meliodas is a bigger perv, and we all love that guy. So what else could it be?
His height?
Levi did make Short King cool again.
He cries a lot.
Okay, but have you seen the MC of this show? Exactly.
He's a freaking wimp.
Now you might be onto something. Mineta has a lot of problems. He's perverse, scared, socially awkward, and serves as nothing more than comic relief while not exactly looks-maxing in the physical department. But despite all of that, I kind of like the guy. And I do find him relatable.
I guess that kind of says a lot about me.
Here's the thing you gotta know. Mineta is pretty smart. He ranks 9th in his class, and according to the data books, his intelligence stat is a solid 5 out of 5. His quirk? Very interesting if you ask me. I mean, he did get into UA after all. And keep in mind, UA is kind of like Harvard. They don't just let anyone with a quirk in. Okay, maybe they do. But my point still stands. Mineta has also shown moments of courage, especially when his friends are in danger.
Mineta, 0チーム、条件達成。
In the joint training arc. And even where he faced the big bad of the series. Need I say more?
So this goes to show that Mineta is more than meets the eye.
He's actually a layered character. And it sucks that throughout the entire show, he barely gets any character progression or acknowledgements of his potential. Instead, he's just reduced to a walking gag. No one in the show really helped him refine his quirk, build his self-esteem, or even took a real interest in him. Hell, freaking Shinzo got Aizawa as a mentor.
Even this guy,
whatever his name is, had the number 13 hero train him. The only positive thing that Mineta ever got was a slight academic acknowledgement. And that says something. Now, was Mineta the only one left behind? Of course not. We have loads of characters in that category. And I'm not trying to blame the mangaka.
Everyone knows that Hirokoshi went through hell while wrapping up the manga. Obviously, some characters were going to get sidelines,
never really living up to their full potential. But I want to change that. At least for my boy Mineta. And I'm going to try to do that in 3 stages.
Current,
Final year, and awakening.
keep in mind, I'm not just trying to make Mineta overpowered for the sake of it.
This is about how his growth could happen, why it makes sense, and what that would mean for his character.
At this stage, I want to take Mineta as he is, pervy and all, and find one simple change that would not only improve his usefulness, but also make perfect satisfying.
And that is a jetpack.
Why? Well, first, let's break down his quirk.
I've got these sticky balls. Their strength varies. Depending on how I'm feeling, they might stick to something a whole day. They grow back as fast as I can pull them off, but I'll bleed if I use too many. Oh, and they don't stick to me. I just bounce right off them.
Now, as it stands, Mineta's quirk is best suited for support and entrapment.
Kind of like Zora and Shikamaru.
Now, Mineta having the jetpack will allow him to gain vantage spots where he can get a drop on villains, just like he did in the USJ incident.
It would improve his mobility, enabling him to puck off while at a safe distance.
Plus, he did be able to perform his ultimate move on his own.
This would work perfectly because Mineta is surprisingly accurate with his throws, constantly nailing his target even while zipping between bounces, and the jetpack would elevate that even further. Plus, the idea is not that far-fetched as we have seen jetpacks in the show, and the support department could whip in one in no time. So, let's move on to
For this stage, I was thinking of giving Mineta a weapon to improve his offensive aspect, because let's be honest, he's severely lacking in that department. I did say this upgrade will take place after his work on his strength and endurance, meaning by this point, he should be freaking jacked.
deciding on the weapon was quite tough. I needed something that would be useful, but also fit Mineta's combat style.
I could have just given him a Glock, because let's face it, a gun is pretty useful against most villains. I mean, there's literally a pro hero whose quirk is just being American.
But that would have been a cop-out. Mineta with a Glock 19? Yeah, no. Instead, I chose a shield.
Let me explain.
First off, it kind of fits Mineta's combat style. He did use something similar in the joint training arc.
But here's something interesting. Ever wondered how his balls don't stick to his gloves? Well, that's because the palms of his gloves were made from a special substance that exudes from his head, and that could be coated to the sides of the shield.
Now stay with me. This will make the shield non-stick, causing the shield to bounce off his balls.
And when fighting, the shield can bounce off multiple projectiles, causing a double trap for his opponents.
Now, here's the real kicker. He can use it with his ultimate move, launching himself like a freaking missile into his target.
Pretty crazy. Plus, it can also be a shield, for defense. And since the shield center won't be coated, he can perform the Great Buckler move as well.
I can totally picture Mineta fighting like Captain America right now. Call him Captain Mineta. So I have a confession. I've struggled so much with insecurity since I was a kid. Like, I didn't just dislike myself, I actively wanted to be someone else. There were times I did stay up late at night praying to God to make me Spider-Man or Wolverine. In high school, boy, did that help my self-esteem. I remember this one day in class, a bunch of girls were chatting while my buddy and I were talking about a movie. Then out of nowhere, this duo decided to make a mischievous experiment.
Would you rather date Jason or that guy?
The girls just laughed. Which, was just lovely. but one girl actually has it.
He's nice and all, but Jason's got more style. He's way cooler.
That hit me like a freaking black flash. I was just like, this is gonna be my 13th reason. I felt so embarrassed. I wanted to cry. But then I just went with a classic defense mechanism. Yeah, I would have even dated me. That totally made it less humiliating. And that was the day I awakened my own quirk. Crippling depression. So that's why I relate to Mineta. He hides his insecurities behind a perverted act, playing it off like he doesn't really care, but deep down, he doesn't believe in himself. He doesn't really think he can keep up with his classmates, let alone be a true hero. And that is his greatest flaw. Quirk awakening in My Hero can be described as the sudden evolution of one's quirk, a moment where a person's quirk unlocks new abilities due to intense stress or a life or death scenario. Mineta is already a solid support hero, but if he ever wants to be more, if he ever wants to be the kind of hero that runs towards danger, instead of hiding like a coward, he needs to overcome that flaw. Because here's the truth. He can't change his height, he can't change his social skills, maybe he can, and he definitely can't change the quirk he was born with. But you know what? A wise man once said, it's not your limitations that define you, it's what you do to overcome them. And if Mineta finally starts to believe in himself, he will conquer his quirk. He will awaken. For his awakening, I saw lots of ideas online. Some good, some not so much. Explosive balls, that they just make him a discount Bakugo or even the Green Goblin. I had to keep the why in mind. So here's what I went for. Mineta would have absolute control over his quirk. He wouldn't just be throwing balls and hoping for the best. Would he be able to generate balls on command, controlling exactly how many he wants, the shape of his balls, where they stick, and when they stop sticking. This makes him quite versatile and resourceful. Collapsing bridge, he can pop off just enough to hold it together. Civilians falling from building, boom, a coffee mattress. And in combat, he did be a freaking nightmare. Imagine trapping an enemy inside a giant bouncy castle. They would be completely helpless. Get it smacked around by Mineta from every which way. If someone tries to rush him, it could pop off the wall, redirect the momentum, and smack them right back. Or better yet, Mineta could coat himself in his own balls. Anyone who tries to land in here is gonna get stuck instantly. He would literally be untouchable.
Nice.
And that's just scratching the surface. I can't even begin to think crazy ways Mineta could use this. With full mastery, it wouldn't just be a support hero anymore. He would finally be able to pop off and prove why he should be number one.
Motherfuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me, nigga.
And hey, maybe now he'll finally get the kills. In conclusion, Mineta is a well-layered character, but unfortunately he was sidelined and reduced to comic relief when he had the potential to be so much more, both as a hero and as a character. With just a few tweaks, he can be right up there with the best, proving that limitations don't define you. It's how you overcome them that matters. Because at the end of the day, no matter your quirks, no matter your setbacks, if you adapt, improvise, and keep pushing forward, you too can be a hero. Except for you. There's not much hope for you. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, like, share, comment, subscribe, all those fun stuff. I'm trying to grow this channel because I've been inactive for like 4 bloody years. And I just decided, hell, frick it, might as well come back. The video I'm currently working on should be on screen at the moment. In the meantime, do head over to my community tab. I do post a lot of polls and challenges and some fun stuff over there that keep you guys in the loop while I'm working on the next project. So yeah, do head over there. It's pretty lonely. I believe that's pretty much. Oh yeah, by the way, since I slandered Ojiro a shit ton in this vid, if this gets up to 100, 150, let's say 100 within 2 weeks, I will make a video on Ojo and glaze it the hell out of. Alright then. I believe that wraps everything up, so yeah. Until next time, stay weird. Toodles.